Hi.
Thank you for being on with the group today. We are in the WEOC community, which is where we do our live videos every Thursday. And this week is the question and answer with a specialist. And we have Laura with Bowerbird Organizing.
That's me.
Yes. So how do you, let's see, we had a few questions from the audience, and they were all about getting organized in our office space. So last month we did, setting our goals and things, and now we're really ready to lift off. But in order to lift off, we kind of have to have our ducks in a row.
A little bit, yeah, that helps.
So,
throw it at me.
Yay! So help us understand a little bit about organizing our office. Like the first question that came up was, what do I do with all of my business cards? Okay. We have a lot of people who would prefer doing networking in person than doing social media. And then they get all these cards and they know that they're just not really sure what to do with them. So what do you suggest?
So with business cards, one of the best things to do is just kind of eliminate the paper versions like altogether. And so you can scan them into an app that will actually populate fields, will read the card and then populate it into contact information for you. So, yeah, and though it can also, some of them actually also link to whatever, like Salesforce, some of them link to Salesforce, just different sales apps you are married.
Oh, cool.
So I would use, you can just go ahead and in the App Store search for like card scanner and then pick your favorite. But there's one by Cam Scanner called like Cam Card Scanner or something that would also work great. And that way you can eliminate it completely. So there you go.
That's great. So now they're off of your desk, out of your, I always have them like in a certain place in my desk drawer, but now I don't even have to keep them.
No, because you can't keep paper and still have space. So, I mean, there may be a few paper freaks out there that can like completely keep all their paper organized, but for most of it, that's just not it. If there's paper, it's just going to be a mess. So just eliminate the paper and you'll have space.
Yes. Okay, so that's a great lead into the next question we got, which was, and I am included in this, is a pile person.
Oh, pile.
What do we do if we're pile people?
Pile people are okay. We love pile people. Pile people. But so at some point the piles get overwhelming, and so we have to like deal with them, right? So the first thing I like to do is like just stop all extra incoming stuff that you don't have time to sort, but you know that you don't really need. Like you keep it to go through it, but you in the back of your head, you're like, I don't really need this. So just stop that at the source. So just Google how to stop junk mail, like any top article that pops up, and then just on and roll in like all junk mail. So then that's gone. And that's going to be like 50% of your piles just like gone. So I did that. Like they say it lasts for 5 years. It lasts for like 8. I did it 8 years ago. And I only get like, some days I don't even get mail. So it's, yeah.
That's wonderful.
So you can do that. And then once you've stopped your septic coming in, then just kind of set a day to have a paper party and sort through it. And paper party. Sort through it, start fresh. Don't be afraid to get rid of stuff or shred stuff. And one thing that does help for me when I am sorting paper is just start by making rules for yourself. So I say I'm going to throw away all bills that are more than 6 weeks old. I'm going to throw away, and only going to keep taxes that are like 7 or plus years. Keepsake items only if it makes this paper makes me feel loved. Am I going to keep it? And then just kind of sort accordingly. Shred it in town will take, once you're done with your paper party and you have your boxes to shred, they'll shred it for you, and it's confidential and it's a really reasonable rate. So stop it at the source. Just sit down and sort through all those piles, get rid of all of them, and start fresh. and unenroll from any paper you possibly can. So I don't even have paper bills. I think I have one. So, and then, yeah, so you just got to cut it off. If you want space with paper, you just got to cut the paper off. Just pull the plug on paper and just go paperless.
Oh yeah, that's good. Well, those were our 2 questions that came in for sure on, from the group. Are there any other tips and tricks that you would want to share with us for the office space?
Yeah. So, Post-it notes. I saw comments about.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yes.
It's okay. Yes. Post-it note junkie. Go for it.
Yes, I was consumed with my paper parties and my piles, and you're right. That was the other one. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's okay like Post-it notes. But what you can do is you can get yourself like a pretty like blank notebook and then take all your Post-it notes and just stick them in there. And
yes.
Yeah, you can do that. So go with the system that works for you. Post-it note, like if Post-it notes work, like don't buck your personal system that works for you. Just streamline it a little bit.
Oh, that's good because I have several. It's funny, I must attract Post-it note people because I'm a pile people, and they're like, I'm not going to have a pile. I'm going to have a Post-it note.
Okay.
Collection. Every person that's worked with me has always had a lot of Post-it notes, and I'm the freak that has like the 5-star binder, and you have this is for this meeting, and these notes are for this meeting. So that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because then if we match the 2, if we merge the 2, not that they have to take up my system, but they could have they could have their like 5-star notebook and put all their Post-it notes in there. Or maybe it's just by day, almost like a journal.
Yeah, or there's actually planners that are like made for Post-it notes. So yeah. Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, so they're made for post, and like they'll even have like a square on each month or day for a certain size Post-it note. You just kind of slap it on there, and then you finish that Post-it note. You don't even have to take the old Post-it note off; just slap a new one on, and you're set. But it looks tidy and looks like you have.
Yeah, it's not overwhelming. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of Post-it note junkies. Embrace the Post-it note.
Yes. So I'm reading the comments here, and it says, Amber Heartsaw says, but I have an addiction to paper. I just love it.
Oh,
that's an idea.
No, I know. It's rough. It's rough.
And Christine Logan said, I too am a paper pile person. Brittany Eisenman says, I'm a physical and digital file person. My poor to be organized desktop folders, they're just waiting for her to put things in there.
Scanning? What about scanning? Would scanning be an option for people who like their paper because then you can print it out again? I don't know. Sometimes that helps because you feel like you're still keeping it and honoring it, but it's still like not taking up your space. I guess the problem with keeping a ton of paper is then you have to have an elaborate filing system for it. And then you kind of have to do like a reality check with yourself. Like, so I have all this paper and I love this paper, but it's always taking up space, but I'm going to file it. Ugh,
Yes.
Things happen. We don't have time. We don't have time in our life for an intricate file system to maintain it. So
yes.
If I organize with you and you want to keep all the paper in the world, that is fine. I preach paperless, but if you want to keep it, I will help you keep it. I will find a system for you.
It's so funny that you say that because
if you can get what's that?
I was always like that with Hill Image too, with people in their clothes, because it's just so scary getting rid of clothes. You're like, okay, I'm not telling you have to totally get rid of them or that you can only bring something in if you get rid of it. That's wonderful. That's what I would love to get to. But in the meantime, let's just put all of the clothes that you actually wear that fit right now, that make you happy, put those in your functional closet. So I feel like
I thought of you this morning because I pulled out something because I was trying to figure out what to wear today, and it's so that, and I'm like, I would so tell people to say goodbye to this, and I'm like, no, you know what? I just need to move it over to like my speaking or actually we don't have COVID going on in public side of my wardrobe.
Yes.
But it's the same for paperwork. I would suggest taking, if you can't get rid of all your paper, take a baby step, say, I'm just going to go paperless. I'm going to click that paperless button for the bills this month. That's going to be my baby step. I can do that. I'm going to get rid of my junk mail. I'm going to do that. So then you have 2 baby steps out of the way, and that'll give you some breathing space to set up like a filing system for yourself. But just, yeah, I'm not going to make you get rid of anything. I preach a hard line, but when I get inside your home, it's your home and your space.
Yeah.
And for you.
That's true. Yeah.
There does come a point just, that if you can't have both paper and space. So you have to kind of choose. You got to pick your poison.
Okay. What else do some of your clients struggle with if they have you come in and work in the office?
Right. So a lot of times their biggest question is like, how long can I keep this for? So, and I will tell them what I do, and I am an extreme version, so I don't expect anyone to live my life. But I don't really keep anything. I keep taxes, and then I have like an emergency folder so that if the house is on fire and I have to leave the house, then I have everything that people will ask me for identification. So like my computer's shaking. So for like birth certificates, like a copy of utility bill, like my business documents, insurance paperwork. So all of that I have, and I keep it current every year. So that, if something happens, we have something hard to start with. But everything else, I don't have bills. I don't have any of that. I am a little bit of a keepsake junkie, so I will say that. But those have their own designated boxes for my closet, and they're not in my office space.
Oh, yes.
But that's me. What I do say is that if you want to keep like all your bills and you don't want to go paperless, then you need to then set up a system for it. So just have one thing that really helps is have a basket. Once you've done your paper party, you've got everything cleaned up and you want to start fresh, put a tray, not a little skimpy one. I mean, we're talking like a tray like this big. Okay. Put it on your desk, and that's like your to-do. So you dump it in there, and then when it gets full, then deal with it and file. So you've purged your papers, you have a filing system set up, and then now you need to have a place where you can put things without guilt to deal with. And everything goes in there, and then when it's full, you empty it. So now you have a clear desk, and you're not feeling guilty about a paper pile because you know that it's contained, and you have a limit, a visual limit, and you take when it's full, you take it and deal with it. So it's not nagging on you every day. You know where to find something immediately if you need it. And that then things can stay under control. So it manages the sense of overwhelm, the sense of guilt, and also there's a timeline on it because it'll be about a month when that gets filled. So you know that automatically you're going to deal with your paper once a month, and so you can take a breath. And it looks tight. It's in a tray. It's not all over. So.
Oh my gosh.
That works for a lot of people. And I call that the fishbowl technique, because the tray is kind of like a fishbowl. Like every month you got to take a good hard look at your fish and be like, is it okay? Do I need to change the water?
It's really murky in there.
I need to do something about it. You actually forget about your fish for a month before anybody cares. So
yeah, that is nice. Yes.
So
yes,
that's the vision. Filing system. You got rid of all your shredded paper, and all you have on your desk is a tray with paper in it. You deal with it every month, and you're good. So,
do you have a favorite planner for the Post-its? You had mentioned something. Do you have one?
So I think that for there's a couple on my Pinterest board. I have them all pinned. So if you go in there, you can find them. It's under planner, and there's a lot of planners on there because I love planners.
Okay.
So but you'll find them on there. I think honestly though, the best method I found for Post-it note people is just get a pretty little journal book and just kind of stick them in there. Because a lot of times they're just like to-do notes. And so, but you don't want to lose them because then you'll lose like your to-do note and you'll lose your life. So just, stick it in there and then, cross them out. And some people like to keep their Post-it notes because it's kind of like a record of where they've been. So.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much. And for everybody who is watching, this is Lauren with Bowerbird Organizing, and you help with the whole house, really.
Yes, I love paper. But I do help with the whole house. So attics, garages, kitchens, all that good stuff. Also just like people, like you've had a life change, you know, you have 3 people working from home now because you're in quarantine, you have a new baby coming, your mom moved in, your kids moved out, you know.
You want to move out, but you
So, I
can't.
mean, like right now, there's just a lot of people with the life changes. I mean, like we're all, you know, I've never met a lazy client. It's all because it's just life and it happens and we all have clutter. And if I moved the camera, you'd see the clutter in my room because I'm quarantining right now.
That's why I'm in the office and not coming.
I won't call my husband a mess maker because he really does clean up. But yeah. So yeah. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Are you a member of the WEOC page, of the WEOC community?
I can double check. If I'm not, I'll definitely click join. So
yeah, because then you can even put some links in there, like to the Pinterest board or something like that. We would love that. Okay. Well, thank you so much. If anybody wants to reach out to you, how would they get a hold of you?
So you can, the easiest and quickest way is just to go to my website and just fill out a contact form. And then we can like chat to our heart's content through that system. So you can, that's bowerbird organizing.com. I'm also on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. Yeah. So just Google professional organizer Fort Wayne and I'll like pop up. So.
Okay, great. And when you say that your chat just stays in your, if I go to your website, it stays in there, is that like a tool that all your communication with people stays in there, or does it go straight to your email?
It goes through my email. So we'll stay on there. Yeah, it's kind of email, but I just always go through there. Now, if we want it, then we can always switch to like phone or text or anything like that. So it's whatever works. But that's a good way to start because it'll bling on my phone. You know, all the sirens and bells will go off and I'll know you're there and we can get something started and chat. So.
Okay, fun. Well, thank you so much for coming and checking us out and giving us all the tips.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
All right, have fun quarantining.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying. Okay, bye.
Bye.